the one thing with that is that there's a lot of ideals. There are so many good configurations that could happen, especially with the resources and the community that's developed among Concordia's fee levy groups and cooperatives and student-run initiatives. So, I mean, my ideal food system would be something that, I guess, avoids the formalities of this process altogether, and even though that's untenable, but trusts in these groups that are already being made and these initiatives that are already being done in order to actually provide for students at the individualized level. I mean, you know, if it could be at all possible for the renewal of corporate spaces into community and student-run spaces, that'd be great. If we could do in the cafeterias and the kiosks what happened with the turnover from the Java U to the Hive Cafe, that would be great. If we could do that with, you know, I mean, if we're looking back 10 years, the People's Potato squatting in that space and providing food. I mean, Concordia compared to a lot of comparable universities, and you know, I have friends that work or study at universities in this city, in Ontario, in BC. The Concordia student community and their potential and the resources available to them, like there's no other real comparison. It's mind-boggling, the potential for good, sustainable, and responsive and genuinely grassroots food. There's no other really comparable base of potential as there is at Concordia. So it really is a shame that can't come to fruition because one multinational has to take that other space. So there are two huge things that do need to be rectified before this process can happen again, at least to ensure that Concordia's food system can meaningfully integrate student initiatives. And these were things that you know, I was really frustrated by in the RFP process when we realized that these were constraints, that these were things that we just have to go with. I mean, one would be the kiosk spaces that around campus that are given to whoever the food provider is. So, you know, you have, it's where the Tim Hortons cafes were, or it's where, you know, any of these franchises are. In the library buildings, at Loyola, there's a few in the SP building, in the journalism building, there's one on the 4th floor of Hall. They're scattered all over campus. But these are great little spaces that could very easily be taken over by at least a new student initiative or something from an existing. Cafe X already has 2 locations, why not a third? The Hive is doing really well, you know, or, you know, a Frigo outlet. I mean, there are initiatives that exist that could expand, and then there's also the possibility for something new, because these spaces are so small that, but they're so crucial, so why not? So the fact that there's still that is still de facto included within whoever the food provider is problematic. And the other big thing, and this is going to be the big one to sell, because ultimately, if it's a corporate food provider, they're really only getting their business from students in residence who are forced to buy meal plans, would be to not force students to take out meal plans, at least in the way that it's done right now. Either have meal plans where the dollars can be used at any food outlet on campus, whether or not it's owned by Aramark, whoever it is next time, or to just reform the system so if you're already paying to live in residence, you're also not beholden to eat somewhere where you're really at the mercy of whatever team a multi-corp has sent out to feed you for the year. And there have been enough horror stories of students in residence not having proper food, not having food that suits their diet, not having enough variety. Just from Concordia, that, you know, that's major.